It's still a mixed bag for flights hit by Chile's volcanic plume. The ash cloud is slowly clearing the airspace around Perth, the last place to be affected, and things are looking up in Tasmania after days of isolation. But Virgin is now suspending flights across the Tasman to Auckland and further into the Pacific. Let's go to reporter Jane Norman, who's at Perth Airport. So, Jane, when do things get back to normal in the west?
Well, flights here are slowly returning to normal. Qantas and Jetstar resumed flights early this morning, and Virgin plans to lift its suspension sometime this afternoon. The passengers are facing lengthy delays as the airlines try and clear the huge backlog that's been created by this ash plume. A few passengers I spoke to this morning say they're waiting between 12 hours and 2 days for their rescheduled flight to take off. But both Qantas and Jetstar are trying to put on additional services and also are using larger aircraft where possible.
And what's the situation now around the country? Is everything running okay?
Well, all mainland services have now resumed, and after days of isolation, Qantas has resumed flights to and from Hobart. Of course, Tasmanians have been forced to use charter planes to get to and from the mainland up until now, so there must be a lot of relief that all Australian services have now resumed.
And Jane, Virgin today joined Jetstar in suspending flights to Auckland, so clearly the ash problems are not over yet.
That's right. The Ash Advisory Council says that while the ash has cleared over the Australian mainland, it's still hanging around above New Zealand, which has prompted Virgin's decision to actually join Qantas in cancelling a lot of trans-Tasman flights and also flights to the Pacific. We spoke to the advisory centre earlier, and this is what they had to say.
Currently, the Australian continent is ash-free. We are monitoring the situation very closely because the volcano is still erupting, and so there's still the potential for more ash to be transported across to Australia, but that will depend on the wind conditions around the volcano itself.
Sally Cutter from the Volcanic Ash Advisory Centre there, and before that, reporter Jane Norman in Perth.